If I could get everyone's attention, I'd really appreciate it. So we have what is my favorite day, which is when we get to announce some good news. And I just wanted to introduce our speakers today, and I'll be doing the wrap-up later, and I'm Tom Hiles, Vice Chancellor for University Advancement. Dr. Cartwright, our Chancellor, will be making the announcement here in just a minute. And I also wanted to thank my friend and colleague Davida Lair, who's here with her family, and she is a member of our National Campaign Cabinet, and she's also chair of the board of the David Lichtenstein Foundation, who's done incredible support for the university, in particular the University Hospital, Ellis Fischel, and medical school. So we'll share more about Davida later. But with no further ado, let me turn it over to Chancellor Cartwright for our announcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, and good morning, everyone. It's truly great to have all of you joining us here this morning. As is often the case, we're here to celebrate the generosity of our alumni and friends. I also would like to thank Davida Lair for being here, representing the David B. Lichtenstein Foundation, and certainly for all of your effort as a member on our Time to Lead campaign cabinet. So thank you so much. We'll hear from her in a little bit, and we have a number of other university leaders here with us today. Some of the Chancellor's staff is here, some deans and directors, and thank you all for being part of this important announcement. Again, thank you to all of you for taking the time to come and be with us today. And it's hard to believe that I've been here now almost a year as Chancellor at Mizzou. And one of the first things that I noticed upon my arrival is the dedication that we have from our alumni and friends. And I often talk about the fact that I would put our alumni and our supporters up against any in the country. And I truly believe that. Mizzou community is amazing. If you look at how it manifests itself, it's in many ways. It took me a few times of being in airports where people would actually say MIZ to me as I went by, and I'd have to think, what? And then I go, oh yeah, I'm supposed to respond. But I've gotten used to it now, so I respond immediately when they say it. But it's amazing to see that pride that people have in this great institution. How much we display our black and gold. The many other traditions that we've passed down generation to generation. And I think one of those traditions that is true of Mizzou is certainly all of the efforts that we do in philanthropic support for this great institution. And I'd like to thank our donors for continuing that tradition for so many years. Every day, year after year, alumni and friends give to the University of Missouri. These donations can range from a few dollars to 8-figure gifts. Every gift helps make the University of Missouri the university for Missouri. It is my privilege to announce that in the 2018 fiscal year, the Mizzou community donated more than $147 million in cash gifts. And this total breaks the previous record of $121 million set in 2017 by 22%. So it's a significant increase. So thank you to everybody. And there's more. As you might know, the Mizzou Our Time to Lead campaign launched in October of 2015 with a goal of raising $1.3 billion to ensure student success and to enhance the outstanding work of our faculty and staff. Overall, including pledges, our alumni and friends donated nearly $162 million in fiscal year 2018. As a result, I am happy to announce that the Mizzou Our Time to Lead campaign has crossed the $1 billion mark. The support of our Mizzou community is nothing short of remarkable. It is such a pleasure to speak with members of the Mizzou community and learn what the university means to them. Their generosity opens doors for student success and helps Mizzou solve the grand challenges facing Missouri through education, research, and outreach. We cannot thank the Mizzou community enough for its support. At this time, I'd like to ask Davida Laird to come to the podium to give some words on behalf of the campaign cabinet. Thank you, Davida.
Thank you, Chancellor, and good morning, everyone. I'm happy to represent the Mizzou Our Time to Lead campaign cabinet this morning. As an alumna, I am just one of the thousands of people around the world who are proud of MU's past and excited for its future. As a member of the campaign cabinet, I am fortunate to get an insider's perspective on how philanthropy makes Mizzou stronger. I'd like to share a few examples of recent gifts that have made a difference for Mizzou students and faculty. For example, David and Wendy Norvack created the Norvack Leadership Institute at the Mizzou School of Journalism, named for David Norvack, the co-founder, retired chairman, and CEO of Yum Brands. The Norvack Leadership Institute combines the strengths of the world's first school of journalism with Norvack's industry-tested principles of leadership. Wayne and Linda Fears established the Dr. John Coulomb Graduate Fellowship in Economics, in addition to providing financial support to graduate students studying economics. The fellowship honors a professor who made a difference in Wayne's life. Suzanne and Earl Engelhart created the Heartland Scholars Academy at the Robert J. Trulask Senior College of Business. The Heartland Scholars Academy increases access to higher education and successful careers for first-generation and rural students. Alumni and friends also make gifts to enhance Mizzou's learning environments. Steve and Mary Jane Smith's gift to Ellis Library will support renovations to the Special Collections classroom, which houses rare and unique materials that span over 4,000 years. These are just a few examples of the generosity and creativity of Mizzou's donors, and I thank all of them for their support of my alma mater. Mizzou is a special place, and I have never been prouder to be a Tiger. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you this morning. At this time, I'd like to yield the podium for Vice Chancellor Tom Hiles for a campaign update and some final thoughts.
Thank you. So I'm probably between you and lunch, so I'm going to be succinct, but I had a chance to talk with a number of reporters yesterday to just give you some perspective, national perspective. Right now, there are only 43 universities in the country with a goal of more than $1 billion that are active campaigns. And that spans the literally thousands of colleges and universities that dot this country. MU is 6th in the SEC in terms of raising the most money in FY 2017. That includes an institution named Vanderbilt. Out of the total of 933 institutions nationally that reported their fundraising totals for FY 2019, MU ranked 59th in the country. Again, we're a national leader in so many things. And as Dr. Cartwright said, we'll put our alumni and friends up against anybody in the country, and it's showing. And this 22% increase is one of the largest in the country. I'd like to echo the remarks of Chancellor Cartwright and DeVita. When we launched our Time to Lead campaign in 2015, we set a very ambitious goal of $1.3 billion focused on 3 priorities. Building our endowment to compete with other institutions, I call that a quality magnet. trying to attract and retain quality faculty and students. $1 billion is a lot of money, but where I'm from, but it still puts us in a situation where we have to do more to compete against our peers. And so we've set an ambitious goal of $1.2 billion by 2020 in 2 years. We also set an ambitious goal of creating 5 to 10 signature centers or institutes with endowments of $10 million or more. And we see those as fueling our research agenda and really making Mizzou distinctive. So as an example, nobody else in the country has a $25 million endowment to study constitutional democracy. But our Kinder Institute is a place where if you want to study constitutional democracy, if you want to research it, or you want to teach it, you need to come to Mizzou. And we can replicate that with the Thompson Center, our Reynolds Journalism Institute, the Novak Institute for Leadership, and we're expanding that into many other areas. Finally, we had a third priority, which as a former history teacher I call campus renaissance, but really is around creating world-class teaching and research space. And examples of that include our new music facility going up. We're doing a major renovation of the nursing school, of course the end zone facility and athletics. And we're planning, as you've all heard about, a major research complex called the Translational Precision Medicine Complex. So all of those require public-private partnerships and a significant private support component, and we're proud of that. So when Dr. Cartwright came last August, I reviewed these goals with him, and he was very supportive of all three. But he said, we really want to do something, we should do something explicitly for student success. All of these three goals support student success, but let's do something that focuses on really taking an initiative on scholarships, study abroad, internships, our alternative summer breaks, and really enhancing student success. So we're in the middle of establishing those priorities, and we'll be rolling those out in the fall. This year, we reached a few other notable milestones in the campaign. As the Chancellor said, we also crossed the $1 billion mark in our endowment this year. I see my colleague Ryan Rapp back in the back, who works with Tom Richards with us to also manage our endowment investments, and they've been great partners with that. So we are working hard to increase the number of endowment gifts, but also Tom and Ryan are great partners in trying to build our endowment and keep our donors informed. I also wanted to mention, it's not just about $1 million gifts. Every gift is important, as Alex said. Our Column Society, which recognized donors with annual giving totals of $2,500 or more, reached 3,611 members this year. That set a record. It's the highest membership total in its 5-year history. And it's really broadening the base of support, which is so critical in any campaign. Of course, our record-breaking year in cash is another indication of momentum at Mizzou. Looking at the longer term, overall giving has increased 81% since 2011. Cash giving has increased 78% in that same time. None of these achievements would be possible without the generation of Tigers who give to Mizzou, and for no other reason that they believe so strongly in the mission, in our students, and in our faculty. And I really have been inspired during my 6 years at Mizzou to see the incredible interests and willingness to give endowments and other support to folks that many of these donors will never meet, faculty that they might not meet, but they're willing to sacrifice and pay it forward. I finally want to conclude with just thanking some folks. I want to, first of all, many of the members of my staff are in the room, so I wanted to take a minute, if you would, and join me in thanking our incredibly hardworking professional team of advancement professionals. But I also really wanted to thank our deans who very much partner in all this. I want to thank Chancellor Cartwright, who in his first year, inaugural year at Mizzou, committed to at least 2 days. Many times I would eke out a third day a month on his calendar to do trips, visits, and visit key leadership donors to build relationships, engage them in discussions about big ideas, and that's been a critical part of our success that we needed. And of course, President Choi has been, and the curators have been incredibly supportive through support of projects and clarifying priorities. And President Choi has also been very engaged with our donors as well. So we're on track to not only meet our campaign goal by 2020, but with all the challenges we've had over the last few years, we intend to blow by that goal. So I'm excited to see what we can achieve with the support of the Mizzou community. So we are thrilled to have you here today. That was our announcement. So I do want to close. We aren't going to be doing media questions, Davida, here, but we will be available afterwards. And please enjoy any refreshments we might have. So with no further ado, M-I-Z? Thank you all for coming very much. Thank you.